Peace and Blessings Collective. In this video, we are going to be discussing why you should be yoni steaming after sex. If this is something you're interested in, stay tuned. So the first thing I want to say is go get your cup of tea if you didn't already. And if you were watching a video previous to this one, you saw all of the benefits of yoni steaming prior to sex. So you probably already have your cup of tea with you. But if you didn't watch that video, then I'm going to tell you right now, go get your cup of tea, because I want us to have a little bit of an intimate conversation about this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is we are pulling everything off of our mates as women, okay? So if your guy is coming to you and he's coming to you with jacked up, twisted up, frustrated, angry energy, maybe he's stressed out at work, maybe he's going through a lot, maybe he has family issues, whatever the heck the issue may be, when he comes to you and you're intimate with your man, he's dumping all of that stuff right down into your yoni. And so what yoni semen is going to do is it's going to help you to release that. It's going to help you to recycle that energy that he just dropped down into your womb. Sometimes, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but I know me personally, I've been with my husband and we've been intimate, and he's told me like, babe, I had a stressed out day at work. I'm stressed out as I don't know what, so-and-so's getting on my nerves. This happened over here, that happened over there. He comes to me, I receive him, as his wife, we're intimate, and then bam, like my energy is shifted. And now I'm trying to figure out, why is my energy shifted? And why is he going on about his business? Back in the day, I used to have a hard time trying to figure that out. And then as I got into mastering the knowledge of the yoni, mastering the knowledge of the womb, understanding how this whole thing works, understanding how the yoni and energy works as the divine feminine and the divine masculine, understanding that I'm pouring into him as a divine feminine. Like, that's the first thing to know, sis. Like, when your man comes to you, baby, you pouring into him. Okay, you're feeding him, you are nourishing him, you are revitalizing him, you're giving him that oomph that he needs in order to go back out in the street and be able to deal with the craziness that's going on in society. So when he comes to you and you're receiving him, you are literally pulling all of that stuff off of him like it's on a rope. You're pulling all of that stuff off of him, and it's being deposited down into your womb. And then as women, our job is to know how to go and recycle that. What we got to know is that we have the ability to discard this energy from our wombs when we are being intimate with our mates. We can do this by sitting over top of a pot of herbs, such as a yoni steam. In Africa, sometimes they call it chodai. Chodai is like, it has the texture of like a wood chip, but it's like, has different incense and sometimes they're for healing, sometimes they're just for aroma kind of properties. They have all different reasons that they use chodai, but you take those herbs and instead of boiling them, you burn them. And that smoke rises up into the yoni, and you stoop over top of that pot. Now, the secret to burning the herbs instead of boiling the herbs is that when you stoop over the pot, and I say stoop because you're going to do this with the herbs placed on the floor preferably. You probably could do it with it being over the toilet. I just personally have never done it that way. I've only experienced it being on the floor and me stooping over it, getting on all fours and stooping over it. But the secret to this is you want to make sure you're wearing like a drawstring skirt or some kind of fabric that is like from underneath the breast and that flows down to the floor and that covers your feet, because you're going to entrap the herbs and the smoke that's coming from the herbs. You're going to entrap those up underneath your skirt. And what this is going to do is it's going to make sure that all of that steam and all of those herbal properties that are coming off of those herbs are being kept up underneath your skirt. And when you squat down, you're opening up the lips of the vagina and you're opening up that womb to fully absorb each and every property from those herbs. And so after you do that, then you can go about your day, you can wash, you can do whatever you would normally do. But if you've been experiencing imbalances emotionally, physically, mentally after intercourse with your mate, it's 100% important that you yoni steam. And if you don't yoni steam with the water technique, that you do it with the smoke technique after intercourse, this is going to help you to recycle those different elements that you're pulling off of him in diseases. Now, I'm not going to call them diseases because although they can show themselves in our womb as diseases, I'm going to call them diseases. Diseases, meaning diseases, but they are energetic imbalances, okay? And so the difference between a disease is that it's the understanding that the disease that we call in the medical field starts out as an energetic element first. And so that energetic element we're keeping as an energetic element. We don't want it to progress to the point where it becomes cancer or fibroids or tumors or cysts. We want to get rid of them while they're still energetic, okay? And so if you yoni steam or burn your herbs after intercourse, you're going to be helping your body and your womb to release these different elements before they get a chance to turn into full out diseases, okay? The other thing that I want to suggest to you is that you take the time to journal. If you notice that you've been experiencing some issues right after being intimate with your mate, I want you to journal after you've been intimate. You don't have to necessarily say everything. Like if you're worried about somebody finding it, I mean, personally, I journal as if I don't care if somebody finds it, because ultimately I understand that it's my way of me releasing what is caught and trapped in my throat chakra or in my heart chakra or in my womb. It's my way of releasing that before it becomes a bigger issue. So I really don't care if you find it or not. But if you are concerned about that, you can just write down what kind of steam you did or what kind of yoni treatment you did, whether you did it steam or whether you did smoke version, and what was the benefits that you had of that steam, what benefits you experience afterwards. And then that's going to allow you to kind of keep a record and a track of, okay, I steamed this time right after and I experienced this, and these are the emotions I got rid of. Or I smoked this time and I experienced this, and these are the emotions I got rid of. It's going to kind of keep a little bit of a log, and it's going to help you realize which method your yoni enjoys the most and which method helps her to get rid of everything that she's holding on to the most when it comes to being sexually intertwined with your mate and then pulling that energy off of him. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you can be kept up to date each and every time we release another video here in this red tent about yonis, about the womb, about the divine feminine, and about how to bring healing to our energetic, mental, and physical bodies. I love you, collective, and I want to say peace.